You come home on a wet January evening and your dog trots over to greet you, and there it is again. That smell. You bathed him 4 days ago. You paid $75 for a full groom the week before that, and he already smells like a damp gym bag left in a warm car. Let me tell you what you're smelling, because it isn't dirt. Run your hand along the fur behind his ears, and you'll feel a faint greasy film. Lean in near his paws, his belly folds, the base of his tail, and the odor is strongest right there. It's warm and sour and a little yeasty, almost like stale bread. That specific smell has a specific cause, and it is nothing that another bath is going to fix. Most people fight it the way they've half heard they're supposed to. Bathe him more. Buy the deodorizing shampoo. Book another grooming. It feels like doing the right thing, but it's really just confident guessing. Here's the part nobody mentions. Washing your dog too often strips the natural oils out of his coat. His skin panics and pumps out more oil to make up for it. And that oil is exactly what the odor-causing microbes feed on. So you scrub and you spray, and a few days later the smell is back, sometimes worse than before. And it costs you. A grooming visit runs $50 to $90. The deodorizing sprays and shampoos are $15 to $30 a bottle, and they mask the smell for a day or two before you're buying the next one. Round and round. You end up paying to cover the smell again and again, and never once touching what's making it. Now sit with this for a second. There's something that costs about $3, sits in most kitchens already, and goes after the actual cause instead of hiding it. It doesn't perfume your dog. It changes the conditions on his skin, so the smell has nowhere left to grow. I've spent decades as a veterinarian working with companion animals, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't learn this one in school. An old mentor of mine, a senior vet I worked under in my first years in practice, used it on shelter dogs back when the budget for anything fancier was zero. Plain, cheap, and it worked. So here's what I'm going to give you today. One cheap ingredient, the exact dilution, the 3 spots on your dog that matter most, and a rinse you can do in under 10 minutes after a bath. But here's the real lesson underneath all of it. The thing you've been treating as a cleanliness problem was never about cleanliness at all. It's chemistry. And the more you bathe, scrub, and spray, the longer you may be keeping it alive. Let me first tell you what that smell actually is, because once you understand it, everything else I'm about to say will make plain sense. Your dog's skin is not sterile, and it was never meant to be. It's covered in tiny living things, yeast and bacteria. They live on every healthy dog on earth, yours included, and most of the time they cause no trouble at all, because a healthy coat and healthy skin keep their numbers low. The smell shows up when those numbers climb, and they climb fastest in the warm, damp, hidden places, the folds of skin, inside the ears, between the toes, the base of the tail. That's why when you lean in near those spots, the odor is strongest. That's not a coincidence. That's where the population lives. What tips them from quiet into overgrowth is usually one thing. The surface of the skin gets too oily and not acidic enough. Yeast in particular loves that. Give it oil to feed on and a skin surface that isn't acidic enough to keep it in check, and it multiplies. More yeast, more waste, more smell. That's the whole engine behind the odor you keep chasing. So, here's the fix. Raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar. A bottle costs around $3 and lasts you months. Here's why it works, and I'm going to be straight with you about the how. Apple cider vinegar is acidic. That's the whole point of it. It's made when apples ferment and turn into acetic acid, and that acid gives it a low pH, somewhere around 3 to 5. When you put a diluted vinegar rinse on your dog's skin, you drop the surface acidity down into a range those odor-causing microbes don't like. You're not poisoning them. You're changing the neighborhood so it stops being a comfortable place for them to multiply. On top of that, acetic acid has mild antiseptic properties of its own, so it does a little direct work against surface bacteria and yeast while it's there. And here's the part that separates it from everything on the pet store shelf. A deodorizing spray sits on top of the smell and covers it with perfume. This does the opposite. It goes after the reason the smell exists in the first place. Used as a rinse after a bath, it also washes away the last of the shampoo residue and rebalances the skin, which is a big part of why that sour corn chip note fades instead of just getting masked. Now I have to slow down and give you the honest scope of this, because I would be doing you wrong if I let you walk away thinking this is a miracle cure. It is not. This works for mild, everyday, surface-level odor. The dog who smells a little too doggy a few days after a bath, the slightly yeasty paws, the faint funk in the folds. For that, a diluted vinegar rinse is a genuinely useful tool for keeping things in check. That's what it's for. What it is not is a treatment for a real infection. If your dog has a true yeast infection or a bacterial skin infection taking hold, vinegar is not going to fix it, and reaching for it instead of a vet will only let the problem dig deeper. Those need prescription antifungal or antibiotic treatment. I'll be honest with you about the research too. The evidence for vinegar on dogs is mixed. Some vets will tell you flatly there's no strong proof it does much, and that used carelessly, it can irritate the skin and make things worse. I think it has a real modest place as a maintenance tool, but I'm not going to sell it to you as more than that, because honest is more useful than impressive. So here's the line I want you to hold on to. Odor is a symptom, not a diagnosis. And there are times you skip the home remedy and call your vet. If you see any of these, that's your signal. Constant scratching, red or angry skin, any discharge, hair falling out in patches, skin that's gone dark and thick and leathery, open or weeping sores, a strong smell coming from the ears, or an odor that's less sour and more like something rotten. That's not a smell you rinse away. That's a dog that needs to be seen. Now, if what you've got is the mild, ordinary kind, here's exactly how you do it. Start with the dilution, because this is where people go wrong. For a general body rinse, mix it half and half. 1 part vinegar, 1 part water. If your dog has sensitive skin, or you've never done this before, go weaker. 1 part vinegar to 2 or 3 parts water. Never ever use it straight from the bottle. Undiluted vinegar will strip the coat's oils and burn the skin, and you'll have done real harm trying to help. The rinse itself is simple. Bathe your dog and rinse the shampoo out the way you normally would. Then take your diluted vinegar mix and pour it over the coat as the final step. Work it in with your hands. Keep it well away from the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. Then let him air dry or pat him down with a towel. That's the whole thing. 10 minutes on the back end of a bath you were already giving. Between baths, you don't rinse the whole dog. You spot treat the 3 places that actually matter: the paws and between the toes, the skin folds, and the base of the tail. For those, skip the spray bottle and use a cloth or a cotton ball dampened with the diluted mix, especially anywhere near the face, so nothing splashes where it shouldn't. If the outer part of the ears needs attention, a dampened cotton ball on the parts you can see is fine. Never go digging down into the ear canal. That's a good way to cause damage, and it's not where you should be working anyway. A word on how often. Once or twice a week is plenty. This is not a daily thing. Do it too much and you'll dry the skin right out, and dry, stripped skin overproduces oil, and now you're feeding the very problem you set out to solve. More is not better here. Less, done consistently, is what wins. 2 last things. Do a patch test before you commit. Put a little of the diluted mix on 1 small spot. Wait a full day and make sure there's no redness or extra itching before you use it all over. And never put it on broken skin, raw patches, or hot spots. It will sting fiercely and set your dog back. When you buy, get the raw, unfiltered kind, the cloudy bottle with the sediment at the bottom that people call the mother. That's the version worth using. Now here's the part I actually want you to sit with. Think about what you just learned. A $3 bottle of vinegar from the grocery store does the core job that a shelf full of $15 and $20 deodorizing sprays and specialty shampoos is sold to do. Not the perfume part, the part that matters, the part that goes after the cause. So, how is it that nobody tells you? The honest answer is the same one I keep coming back to. There's no money in a $3 bottle that sits under your sink for 6 months. There's steady, reliable money in a grooming appointment every few weeks, and a rotating lineup of sprays and shampoos you buy again and again because the smell keeps coming back. And it keeps coming back partly because those products were built to cover it, not end it. I'm not going to hand you a conspiracy, because there isn't one. No villain. It's simpler and a little sadder than that. A system that earns its living on the smell returning has no reason to teach you the cheap thing that makes it return less often. So this quiet, ordinary knowledge, the kind an old vet used on shelter dogs when there was no budget for anything else, just stopped getting passed along. The bottle's been on the grocery shelf the whole time. Most people were simply never told what it could do. You're being told now. So here's what I want you to do this week. Grab a bottle of raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar the next time you're at the store. Mix it with water, do your patch test, and after your dog's next bath, give him that simple rinse. Then watch what happens over the following few days. If the smell you've been fighting is the mild, everyday kind, I think you'll be surprised how much of it quietly fades. Not covered up, gone at the source. If this helped you understand your own dog a little better, subscribe and stick around. I put out practical, straight-talking pet care that respects your dog's health and your wallet at the same time, without the upsell. And tell me in the comments which spot on your dog smells worst, the paws, the folds, or the base of the tail. Come back in a week and let me know what changed. I read them.